Right, here we are for the back half here. Uh, anyway, sorry, I just got distracted for a second. Back half again. We'll talk about the NFL. I think, Mike, we should start with a little bit of reverse order here. We'll start with Monday Night Football with our hometown Pats, who seemed like they were starting to figure it out. But obviously was a tough one. I was actually at the game, surprise on Sunday. Again, shout out Tony for throwing me the ticket. So we went down there after work. Tailgate was fun. The game, again, games are fun despite the outcome, but had a really interesting situation there. Obviously, with the whole quarterback deal there, Mac getting the start, slow start. Not that the defense was, I mean, defense didn't do them any favors either because them not producing the first few drives was like that much more obvious, digging that hole. But I don't know. We have a situation on our hands for sure.
I think it was self-inflicted.
By
The coaching staff. I do not.
oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I do not think that Mac Jones is healthy enough to play in that game.
But do you think he's feeling the heat now?
Definitely. Now he thinks that the town hates him because he wasn't ready.
I was there. They seem like they do.
Yeah. So like,
Unfairly, I'm not one of them, Mac. Don't worry.
I'm like devil's advocate because Zappy did look good for after that, and I'm like, they seem like they're very similar quarterbacks, and just one's playing a lot more confidently than the other one. That's the only argument. Like, I kind of have to get past that the capital spent. You just have to go what's best for your team. You can't hold on to the fact that it's a first round pick because I know your argument was last year he's so good, but that was also last year with a different coaching staff and a different situation. So again, I'm trying to give him time and stuff like that. That's why I want to be completely healthy.
Yeah. And again, I don't know how. because Bill's obviously not leading any information, but the report seems to be that he is going to start again this week against the Jets. So 90% of the first team reps. That's getting. I think it's on Field Yates. Tweet that, and I kind of seen that headline everywhere. But yeah, it was a weird scene to be in. It doesn't work because it seemed like they planned on platooning. Having a real like JD McCoy, Matt Saracen situation going on. As far as like you're both gonna play tonight, like going into the game, which sounded weird. Like, say, what if Mac led like 2 touchdown drives like to start the game? Are we necessarily seeing Zappy? And then also, I don't know if you heard like that weird clip again. I obviously didn't hear because I was there, but the Lisa Salters thing where it seemed like they were both going to play in the second half, and then maybe because it got away, there was just no point. But it seemed the intention was to bring him back in, so it's just weird all around. Like it really. I don't know. It's a weird situation.
Yeah, and like on and off the field, it seemed like a highly butchered job by the entire coaching staff. Because even like when Zappy was cooking, in a 2-minute drill, we did a handoff to an ex-quarterback wide receiver who they probably did not practice that this week. Like, cause I think there was the same thing last week where Jones got pretty much all like the snaps in practice. There's no shot they practiced that together. So the communication was. Man, this offensive line has to get it together too. Dante Scarnett.
Yeah, not helping either guy.
Remember, we can't just bring him back like we did and win a couple more Super Bowls. That's just no. Like we have to figure it out without him.
Yeah, and another thing too, just kind of get like I said, it was a rough scene there, and again, I don't want to turn to either one of them. I just get annoyed because people have just hopped on this train I think a little too soon. And people that like are in the crowd, they don't necessarily know everything. They just like run with the story, run with the gimmick, like I said, it could very well be at the end of this season. I could see all 3 scenarios, right? It could be Max the guy going forward. It could be Zapp's the guy going forward. It could be neither one of them's the guy going forward. You know what I mean? It could go any way. I'm not trying to take anything away from it. I just think people have ditched this guy very, very quick. And like I said, I almost was going to say like, difference between playing with like the Red Sox and Yankees. Like I feel like it takes us a little longer to turn on people, but as far as Patriots fans go, I can't say the same. They turned on Mac very, very fast. And you heard Myers too, right? He couldn't believe it. He was I can't believe how fast everyone's turned on him. It's like he worked so hard, and this is kind of how he gets repaid. And it was tough seeing like seeing all that around. I mean, like I said, Zappy obviously came out and had those 2 drives, but then he really cooled off after that. And I think he had 2 interceptions. So obviously Mac, which we do need to go back to the Sky Cam.
Or even the play before,
Not
the nut shot.
what's that?
Even the play before, the nut shot.
um, but no, the only thing I have to say about regarding the Skycam, I'm not gonna say like I have no problem with it. ESPN, I'm like, oh, yeah, like that changed the whole moment, but like, I do think it may have screwed him out of getting benched or into getting benched. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like, oh,
Yeah.
it's unfair, ESPN, blah blah blah. No, but I'm like, I think he was maybe trying to just throw that away, and then that did keep it in bounds. Also, a great pick. Who's the cornerback there?
Brisker, yes.
Yeah, was great. I mean, bad throw, but great interception. But I do think that redeems Mac a little bit. Maybe he was trying to throw it out of bounds, and I don't think he gets benched if that. Maybe he eventually does, but obviously that pass goes out of bounds. It's a different story than the interception there.
Yeah, because the second, like, because for me, I've always just been like, I want this like to just take your time back. I don't want this to happen because then it put me in the scenario where it was halftime and you saw stalling out offenses where Mac Jones wasn't, his first read wasn't there. Kind of the same thing we've been seeing all year. His first read wasn't there. He was sprinting. Like he had like 25 rushing yards because he just was like,
yeah.
Whether that's he's not trusting himself reading a defense, whether because I think he had a sore back in the preseason too. Whether he's like, this line stinks so bad. If my first read's not there, I don't feel like getting sacked by a now Eagle, Robert Quinn, and having my ankle and back.
Could have traded him before, huh?
Yeah, just crumpled. So like, I'm not sure if it's that, but something's clearly going on with the psyche. Whereas Zappy, when he wasn't there, like that was an impressive throw to Stevenson on that little like shark wheel type thing. So
true, but again,
so like
I hate playing
just like water found its level, and like again, he looked like it's still like we play the Lions, Browns, and Bears.
Yeah.
So like,
I'm
in a joke.
I know. Call back.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I there's like I feel like there's no good answer. I'm even like giving a hot take. I'm like, if they both have value, do we just trade one of them? Like,
yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, there's no way you can keep both of them long term. They're both around the same age. Like,
I meant by like next week.
What does we get for it again? Well, you'd have to get. Probably depends on Hoyer's health too. You know,
Garrett Gilbert.
Because you want. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're going to trade someone, it's probably more likely Zappy because of, well, one, again, the picks you spent on Mac, but also his injury status too. You probably get more value for a healthy Zappy, who's probably is valued, probably might not. I mean, he could take off, but if not, say he does kind of come back down to like, okay, this guy was like a mid to late round pick anyway. Like, this would be where his value is the highest.
Yeah, or well, we do forget a short time ago the likes of Josh Rosen, who's looked 10 times worse than Mac Jones has in his career. Went first round draft pick. If you're the Colts right now, literally we'll get to pull the plug on Matt Ryan.
That's actually nuts to me, but
I think Jim Irsay is done with these little retreads. He might want
he
wants a young
1-year rentals.
Yeah. Imagine if they're like, we'll give you Mac Jones for it first.
We'll see. I'm just saying he's injured now, so I don't know if mid-season is when that's going to happen.
I don't know. Just
okay.
I'd take phone calls. I'll put it that way. Just because I don't know what's going on. Like it, I'm just trying to maximize the value for the team. Like I think Mac has more value, and I don't know. We could beat the Jets on Sunday. Mac look incredible. This conversation.
That's gonna be. I mean, I know this Jets seems different, but I think that's gonna be we'll have a good idea by then. But yeah, the only other thing I think I had to add on this one with Zappy too. I actually, again, I've been such a Mac defender, but I actually didn't even point this out. I heard it might have even been our guy Hooley kind of pointing it out, but look at both the catch that Parker and Jacoby Myers made on like the two big plays that led to touchdowns, and they were like diving, like fully extended. It's like, so again, he did get some help there. But yeah, I don't know. We're just gonna have to see.
Yep. And I guess last comments on the game, kind of flipping the sides of the ball. I know Barrymore's out, but that defense Needs to be able to stop the Bears without Barrymore.
Roasted.
And
Justin Fields was good.
I was gonna say, and that was a
As a
big
Justin
night
Fields fan,
for
also.
two people, Justin
Justin
Fields
Fields.
and Matt Eberflus.
Yeah, true.
Because they look like he finally was able to design a game plan that fit his quarterback.
Fit Justin
Not
Fields,
just like, oh, I came
yeah, because
last year, like in that system, we've had Phil Rivers and Carson Wentz. That when we just ran the ball and had pocket passers, you kind of like developed a game plan for Justin Fields to thrive. And you can see why we probably liked him the most back then. I know we had conversations that like, okay, we're not going to get Lawrence, but I think the QB that would be
no, I wanted Fields.
we thought that Fields should have gone too. Like we've had a conversation after that.
Yeah,
Sugar Bowl against Clemson against Lawrence.
The Clemson, yeah, when he was just getting beat up left and right and was still just
dominating.
And then they actually didn't look bad in the championship game. He looked good. I think it was just like that game got to the point where it's like, if you don't score a touchdown every single drive, you're going to fall behind. And that's exactly what happened. They weren't bad. They just gave up a touchdown every single drive. So
28 was it about score something like that?
Yeah, and then he also, I think he ended up getting hurt in that game too.
So like,
but that was
it seemed like okay, they're still the Bears. They're gonna win 6 games this year. But I don't know. You look at that field, and it's like I know, like that was part of my take.
I think that's already given him the 5th-year option.
Yeah, like those Bears can make these Packers. I know they said that, but
yeah.
So just like
no, I was happy for Fields. That was the only good thing. And you're like, well, at least Justin Fields did a good game.
Yeah, because he was getting
Justin Fields fan.
Flack on that.
But do you want to know a fun fact from me from this game? Just because of I think price or whatever, we didn't do like growing up. I've actually only been to a handful of Pats games. And weirdly, until the other night, I've been to more playoff games than regular season games. So if I don't include the preseason game I went to against Tennessee, I think it was the same year. So the only other regular season game was when you were the ball boy. So 4 total games, 2 regular season, 2 playoffs. The score on Monday was somehow not even a scoregami for the games I've been to.
Oh, was that the Baltimore?
The Ray Rice Ravens game was 33-14. Not even a common score, not even like 24-21. Like it was a somewhat weird score. And I've seen that score twice now against the Patriots. Not even that they won one, lost one.
I've seen some ass kicking essentially.
Well, your game was what, 52-7, I think?
52-7. I was at the game last year when they won 56-14. I was at
Brady's last game.
That was like prime. That might be. I think that's the only loss I've ever seen that. Because we were at the game together that they won.
Yeah.
And then I think I went back in college also against the Titans. I saw a game with a recurring guest Dave, who did say he wants to come back on this now that we're back. But
What happened?
Yeah,
shout out late birthday boy.
Mariota, because he was a big Mariota guy and he got hurt in like 2 seconds. It was the Zach Mettenberger show, and we just kind of kicked their ass.
Oh, Zach, what a name, Zach Mettenberger.
Oh, but the one close game, Kimbrel Tompkins. No.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
Oh, and then I've also seen the Bears too. I remember that because I saw like one of Cutler's like Cutler's last year.
So 8 years ago.
Yeah.
All right, I want to go the other day. Made me realize I gotta get way more games. I get 4 in my life. I'm 30 years old. Like it's just tough because you're like there's so little games. If no one else like brings it up, I don't know. I want to start to go to maybe
a lot of these been free tickets or like I can get a ticket at face value. Got me.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can find a season
anyway,
pay face value, you're good.
Yeah, I want to start to go to like maybe one a year or one every other year,
or at least you one every other. Like
I
went to the game last year, so like I don't need to this year, but it was kind of nice to go to the game last year. So. You froze.
But it's actually a Sunday more fun. Kind of rush down there after work.
Yeah, it was a nice Sunday one.
Yeah, that seems like the good stuff. You get up nice and early and head down there. But anyway, yeah, complete mess going on here. I really thought they were turning things around. They got to 3-3. I'm like, all right, now here's this little stretch they can go on.
Because and you saw the 2 games of the Jets with the Hall torn ACL, and then prior to the game, I think we should maybe just jump to next. Playing Sam Ellinger in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So again, we'll get to Sunday slate now. Not the best slate. But yeah, just kind of quickly before we do that. Yeah, you thought maybe this Bears one was a win. Theoretically, if you do those, you could be 7-3 after your bye and beat the Jets. Again, I know the Jets are a little bit of a different team now, but that changes everything now. I mean, I guess if you could still rattle those off, you're 6-4. It's not bad, but I mean, those are big ifs, especially since how the Jets have looked.
Yeah. I mean, the Hall, because it seemed like once Hall got
That
good,
does, yeah, that's true.
They did trade for
stuff. But yeah, we can hop around though with the slate. Again, not the best slate. We had some of the top teams on bye, right? We had the Eagles, the Bills, the Vikings. Kind of those are the big.
I think because going in, the bar was set pretty low with some of those teams going on. It was like,
yeah,
it was good.
It wasn't bad.
It was like, this might suck, and I'm like, okay, I did it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we could start. Like you said, one of the teams they're going to be facing in a few weeks is the Colts. We're going to be led by Sam Ellinger. I told you, battle of the AFC South. I didn't really care too much about this, or thought it would be pretty boring. It seems like it was pretty boring, but like whoever wins this, I think it's going to be the Titans. They're pretty much going to win the AFC South now. I'd be honestly pretty surprised if they don't. Not even that they're not that dominant. I just think they're clearly the best team there.
Yeah, they have competent coaching, competent. Like Tannehill won't win you a playoff game, or he had his one run. That was it.
Yeah.
So like he might not kind of carry you in the playoffs, but he can get you there. He is good enough to get you there. He can competently do that. And they play for their coach. They can get you 9 to 10 wins.
I'm selfishly hoping. I know they won't be home unless something crazy happens, but I'm almost. I'm rooting for them just to win their first playoff game because I'll be in Nashville, even if it'd be a road game, just like kind of hit the bar scene if they can make it to the divisional round because I'll be down there for that. But probably unlikely. But then again, who knows with the way everyone sucks, right, Mike? So
yeah,
who knows how good that top wild card is even going to be? But yeah, just to get back to this, yeah.
I was gonna say there's a lot of games where there's like not many takeaways from. I think my only for this one was out on Sunday when I was watching with my friend on the DirecTV Red Zone the first time ever. Do not recommend. It was just I was like, man, I think the fantasy cheat code might just be take the guy who's playing the Colts because man, that Ryan is sackable.
The defense, yeah. Well, there goes that theory.
Because man,
yeah, it's kind of sad that he's getting benched though.
He's getting crumpled like tinfoil. He's
still, but it's surprising that he can just. Yeah, it's surprising he give him just like a fake injury, like so he can take a few weeks off, and it's not just done for the year.
The funny thing was he does have an injury. His shoulder's hurt, and then Reich was like, he's injured, but we were still benching him regardless. Like, okay, that's kind of twisting.
Oh man, just so you know, when he gets healthy, he will not be back.
Reich's probably in the hot seat. He's like, no, I was going to do this regardless. Trust me. Don't fire me.
Yeah. Believe me. Yeah, I had, again, just kind of hopping around here. Dak returns, started slow, but they just kind of did their things. They get a couple touchdowns. I don't think anything too crazy in here.
The only thing for me was that it picked up Goff to be a fantasy quarterback, and his 1 point cost.
Did not work.
Because I was going to pick up a different quarterback, and I'll tell you who. And if I did, I would have won.
Oh, when we get to their game,
yeah.
Okay. Bengals are back. I know we make our picks every week, but that was the only game I didn't win for actual wagers I made. I was riding the Falcons hot streak. The Bengals looked good last week going back to the Superdome, but they still only won by 4. So I was like, maybe it's that type of game again, but they just rolled. Burrow looking like last year's Joe Burrow. They're for 400 yards. Like Boyd, who I started in one league because I had to, but then benched him in another league because I'm an idiot. Benched him over Zeke, who actually again wasn't bad, but obviously put an amazing game, and they just absolutely rolled in this one.
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to this fantasy matchup. So, like I mentioned, I had Goff at 1 point.
Mariota?
No, it was not Mariota, but I was playing Joe Burrow. So the quarterback difference was 46-1.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I lost the game 91-77.
Oh yeah, so even if you had like either Burrow cools off a little, or you have even like a remotely good game, that's a completely different story for you.
Yeah, multiple people with 0 points. that were actually active, like a Michael Gallup and stuff. It was the most infuriating match of my life. But yeah, that was kind of it. Just Joe Burrow cooked on me. He's back.
Well, while we're on fantasy, I mean, I had some tough losses, but I in my work league, I avoided a lot of embarrassment. For instance, to start, I had Hurts, Jefferson, and Devontae Smith all on a bye. So going in, I didn't think I'd win, but the person I was facing started 2 people on buys, and I won by like 0.2. So it would have been pretty bad if I lost to someone with 2 empty slots. No, like Hawks got me 0 points, so I might as well have left that empty. Last second benching for Darren Waller's injury, but yeah, but then so Bengals just dominated. They look like they could be back. That'll be a tight race for the AFC North crown. You have to think whoever doesn't win that's going to be one of the wild cards. But
yeah, because the Ravens won the first matchup, so that game in Cincy, probably I'm assuming at the end of the year, will probably be very important.
They seem like they're kind of going in 2 opposite directions. I know the Ravens won this week, which I guess we can help real quick. They're able to hold off the Browns. Thank God I threw them in a teaser with the Cowboys because they did not cover on their own. That one came out of the wire. That Amari Cooper OPI, there was a second there where I thought this is all lost, and thank God they called that back.
Yeah, that was they think only went through the ball like 16 times in the game. It was just like ground and pound.
Yeah. They had 9 completed passes, Lamar.
Yeah, it was ground and pound. The Gus Bus was back after they put Dobbins back on IR. The change of pace.
He's just done. I'm done with that guy. I keep drafting him, and then he's like injured basically the whole year. I'm just
yeah. And then
is he ever gonna play more than like 3 games? I feel bad for him, but like
yeah, well, like the one time he was active and didn't play, and he gets 2 touchdowns. Of course. Anyways, the Gus Bus is there. The defense was getting sacks left and right. They got sacks of Jacoby. Just Browns did literally all they could. The Ravens was just very okay. They escaped the divisional win, which I guess you got to take.
Yeah. I was really proud of that teaser I put together there. You gotta love when that happens, when you win like one. Okay, they can dominate, but like one, you almost want them to win by not enough from the regular line, like just to be like, all right, that was smart. I feel smart now. And then I think it might be time for us to talk about. We kind of led in with Matty Ice getting benched. Not quite as extreme, but a couple of the other old legends of the game that are not looking too good right now. That being Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. First off, Commanders able to win a close one against Green Bay with Taylor Heineke taking the reins of their quarterback after the Wentz injury there. And then we can talk about that first, but then the pretty much domination, or if you want to call it that, by the Panthers, or really just lack of production by the Bucs after that big Mike Evans wide open thing that almost seemed like it set the tone for the game, because they would have went up early on that, and instead they never got it together.
Yeah, I guess I'll start back with the Commanders. 2 in a row for them.
Yeah,
Heineke,
NFC beast.
Heineke looks good there. I think the difference maker was, I think the Packers already had a defensive score, and it was around like a 7-3 game. Heineke did throw it like another.
Yeah.
Call back. I think they might have scored in that drive or something, but it seems like that was one of those games where red zone didn't really come back to it. Then I was like, oh wait, the Commanders are winning this game now, and they just kept on getting like 2 scores after that. A big throw to McLaurin, who's just fully back now that Wentz isn't his quarterback anymore. I think the Heineke and McLaurin rapport, is that the word?
Yeah, rapport.
Yeah, they have a good connection there. So I mean, I like the Packers sucking. So
yeah, it's great. It's great. Under 500. Back in the NFC Beast though, real quick. Did you see that record? Like they've only lost like 3 games outside the division or something like that.
Outside the division, yeah.
Jeez, I think the Commanders are 2 of them, probably, right?
Probably.
And then I think it's the Cowboys lost to the Bucs, and then
Giants lost to the Cowboys. So
yeah. So I think the Commanders probably the other 2.
But yeah, geez, these Bucs, man. Yeah, like what's going on?
So Okay, so these two games alone, we have former XFL quarterbacks 2, future Hall of Famers 0.
Is it the XFL? Heineke?
Yeah, yeah. He was like I think it
Oh,
was
I
right
think he's
before
gonna
he
be.
signed with.
I think for some reason, like I confused. I put the XFL as like the Arena League. I'm like, oh yeah, like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was like, yeah, like, there's like weird February outdoor games that PFT played on, and then
Yeah, no, XFL.
yeah,
Because then yeah, that leads to the other game, yeah, because Heineke and then yeah, PJ Walker held it down in Carolina, 21-3 win for them, following the Robbie Anderson trade after that whole thing there. But yeah, that Mike Evans, that's just the play though. He like kind of Kramered it a little after he initially dropped it and was trying to like juggle it around. But yeah, that was a bad miss. And like I said, it seems like it kind of set the tone the rest of the game.
yeah, because I feel like that just put weird vibes in the game from the get go.
It did. Definitely weird vibes.
Brady's been a little B word. Just probably just like,
He's not happy. He's not happy.
he's like, oh, this again, and then he's probably just mopey, and his line stinks, so he just got sacked. And it's like
It's crazy.
Serious one about Carolina, like they have a pretty decent defense. Like Brian Burns is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's just weird to see, man. It's very weird to see. My as bad as they looked on Sunday, my Falcons winning the division, potentially winning the division take doesn't look as awful as it might have. Like they're both 3-4 now. Hell, it's wide open, honestly, with Carolina and New Orleans too.
Well, they played on Thursday, so we can get to. I can mention this. Do you see they're sticking with Dalton, even though Jameis is healthy? I get it, you're 2-5, but you're a game out of the division. This is Jameis time. You got to pull that wheel.
So rude. Maybe we'll bench him early. Maybe
Andy Dalton, nice guy, but
very nice guy. Very nice. Yeah, let's Jameis light it up. Come on, man. Maybe he's not fully healthy. Maybe like, well, he could be healthier. No, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah. But then, yeah, because this Thursday, we'll obviously, yeah, huge test Baltimore, Tampa Bay. Like I said, Baltimore's been skidding a little, but we'll get to that in the preview, but I feel like they'll do pretty well in that one. But yeah, just weird to see both him and Rodgers really down this bad. At least Rodgers kind of lost a lot of his weapons. Brady, you still got Mike Evans, still Chris Godwin. Like, I don't know.
Gronk.
That's true. Finally, to wrap up the 1:00 hour, New York / New Jersey team staying hot. Both of them getting wins here. This Giants team, man. Dayball's just the guy. I mean, making Danny Dimes look competent. I mean, if things go as they are and they even make the playoffs, you gotta bring him back, right? I mean, I've been as anti-Daniel Jones as it gets, but I don't know. I think you gotta keep him around.
So this is my fantasy mistake. I was between Jared Goff and Daniel
Jones. Damn.
I was like,
you did tell me that actually, yeah.
Yeah, but I was just like, well, I'm like, yes, I'm like, they're gonna like, I bet the Lions will pass more. I just feel like the Giants like have a capability of getting ahead and running. I just didn't know. I forgot that Daniel Jones also runs and gets another 100 yards by himself. Now what the kicker was, I was watching the games with a Giants fan. My friend is a Giants fan. I should have picked it up for the vibes, even though I was too scared. I was too scared to bet the Giants because I thought the line made no sense. So I was like, I'm gonna pick the Jaguars and pick them.
I took the cheese and it worked. I was so happy about that. It's that last goal line capstone gave me a heart attack. But great for them, and the Jets get that ugly win in Denver too against Brett Rippon. So obviously big matchup against the Pats this week. But yeah, both New York teams staying high. Kind of fun to see the Giants get all those fans with the shirts with Dayball's face on it. So I think he lit up that cigar too, which is great.
Yeah, I guess the only comments on that Jet Bronco game was just sad for Brees. He was kind of really the only offensive. That one play was the only really offensive.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, and Russ will be back doing his, jumping jacks on the plane like Kramer getting the water out of his ear. So,
a couple Kramer references so far. I love it. Yeah, we'll quickly. I know we're kind of now we're in the 10-minute rundown here. We just have so much to say about everything. Josh Jacobs tearing it up. That's what I put for the Raiders. I think that's pretty much it.
I'm
not good.
I know they got off to a slow start, but with everyone sucking and the way they're running the ball, like the weapons are still there. Waller gets healthy.
We'll see.
Well, we'll see.
Oh, again, Jacobs looks awesome.
They can at least be fun and frisky, if that's the
exactly. Chiefs Saban win in San Francisco. I mean, they just kind of dominated at a certain point. I mean, another Niners just had a McCaffrey. Jimmy didn't look great. but I mean the Chiefs also did just dominate. Like they ate up that San Francisco defense. I feel like the Chiefs after a loss, that's also has to be a huge like betting thing that you should do. Like they're
Yeah, I
gonna
took care of that one. I hopped on.
that was good.
I'm a huge San Francisco guy.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason why I avoided
Wondering
it.
if I should put the NFC feature on this week or wait another week as they play LA. We'll get to that.
Yeah. Oh, good point. Good point. And the last thing, yeah.
So there was the Miko show. We got 3 TDs. So I had for my boy Miko. But the other bet I did take was I took the cheese on the Chargers. And
I wanted to bet the Seahawks, but I was like, I'm gonna feel stupid if it doesn't hit. But I think they're just good. They're in first place.
And I just don't think the Chargers will ever get their stank off them.
No, no, they're gonna be 9-8, 8-9, like something like that.
How good their roster is, especially because I think Williams went out again. I think they need a bye week to get Keenan Allen fully healthy. Don't miss a game of Williams, but man, I love Kenneth Walker. He is good.
Yeah, Gino ain't right back.
Yeah, so I think DK game. So some of them are there.
It's crazy to think. Yeah, it's crazy to think the opposites of how you thought Denver and Seattle would look at this point. It's insane. So shout out Geno Smith. And then finally, I didn't have much for Sunday Night Football. Didn't really catch any of that. Dolphins won in their return after a long time to Sunday Night Football. Didn't cover that one, which was annoying. I think they won by 6 for 7.5 with the Dolphins. But
it was really disappointing because I watched I watched my friend. I got home and didn't really watch it, but it was like I got home, made dinner, and it was already 7-0 Dolphins, and they had the ball in the red zone. I'm like, all right, perfect. And then just nothing happened.
Yeah. And Dolphins 4-0 with Tua starting and completing a game. So take that for what it's worth. All right, let's get into our picks real quick. We have about 6.5 minutes here. You can correct me on any spreads I have. Mike took them from the ESPN app, but I know we can kind of adjust those a bit. Start with tomorrow night. We mentioned again, Baltimore at Tampa Bay. Tampa's favored by a point. There's nothing about this team that makes me believe in them, and Baltimore seems to win close games, even if they're not dominant. So I'm taking the Ravens here.
Yeah, 1.5, but I got the Ravens too. I see like a 19-16 game-winning Justin Tucker field goal or something like that.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, then we have going back to the UK. We have Denver at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's favored by 2.5. So yeah, Russ is playing. I'm assuming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's doing those exercises.
Yeah.
I might see the Jags here.
It's a home game for them. I'm going with the Jags too. It makes no sense, but I'd rather die on.
Yeah, nothing to believe about. Yeah, exactly. Nothing to believe about this team.
Long flight.
Yeah. All right. Then we have. I just put us first. As not confident in this team as I am, and as much as this Jets seems different, I'm just going to take the Pats here. I probably won't pick them on Sunday, but
I'm going to go with the same. This game's nothing, so I might as well go with the team that I like. 1.5.
Exactly.
I had for us.
You had 1.5. Okay, 2.5. What did you have for Jacksonville? I'm sorry. Did you have 2.5?
3.5. Yeah.
How much?
3.5.
Jeez, these are so different. Okay, 3.5. Okay, I'll start reading them off while I change this. Carolina, Atlanta. What did you have? I have the Falcons here by 4.5. What do you have?
I do too, and I'm going with Atlanta.
Okay.
I think they're gonna.
Don't get right game for them. Yeah.
No way the Panthers do.
All right, Chicago, Dallas. I saw this point spread. And I'm thinking about it. You have 9.5.
9.5.
I might go Bears here.
I'm gonna go Cowboys.
That's probably smarter.
I think it's a Justin Fields come back down to earth game.
Yeah.
I can see this being like 20-7 or something like that. So.
All right, we have Miami at Detroit. I have the Dolphins with 3.5.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Miami. The Lions haven't shown me anything in weeks.
No, and like I said, undefeated with Tua starting a completed game. Arizona at Minnesota. This is a 1:00 game, so I will be taking the Vikings.
Me too. I think the Vikings. I'm gonna say
they're good. As long as they don't play primetime.
The Vikings will be the 1 seed.
Okay, hot take. I still
Very
think
hot take because their only loss is to Philly.
that's true. So they can't even tie them. They have to get a game on them. So think Philly will lose 2 more games than them the rest of the way. So all right, I don't hate the take. Vegas 1.5 at New Orleans. I think I'm gonna take Vegas because of what you said of the quarterback situation. So
Yep, I'm gonna go with Vegas too.
what did you have for there for point spread? 1.5. That's what I had.
Yeah, if I don't say anything, I'm agreeing with you.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Battle of Pennsylvania. We have Pittsburgh at Philly. I have Philly with -11.
10.5.
I will take 10.5. Okay, I'll take them here. I just coming off a bye. Pittsburgh, who knows what's going on?
Miles Sanders show, hopefully.
Do you have the Eagles?
Yeah, Eagles, yeah.
Okay. Tennessee at Houston. Tennessee -2.
1.5 Tennessee.
Okay. I'm gonna have you text. I'm gonna go Tennessee.
I'm changing my pick. 4:05 start. Weird start. I'm gonna go with Houston. I think they get one of the year. This is the game that Tennessee should win. That they lose.
They won't.
Yeah.
Actually, you could be very. I would not be surprised about that. All right. Sam Ellinger starting debut. I have him getting 3 points hosting Washington.
Yeah, I don't know. These Commanders are playing pretty hot. Commanders.
I'm going Washington. I meant getting. I just was reading the line. I'm going Washington here.
Yeah.
You too?
Yeah, 3.5. Yeah, plus.
All right, cool. San Fran at the Rams. I have 1.5 for San Fran.
Yep. And I'm going to go San Fran. I think they just.
Me too. We're very similar to this
them. So I probably should place the future this weekend. I'll look.
All right. And you might not know it. Never would have predicted going into it, but this is a stat that Caitlin sent me today. She found it on Instagram. So shout out to Caitlin on this one. The only matchup of the week of 2 teams over 500. The New York Giants and the Seattle Seahawks.
Seahawks 2.
I'm gonna have you.
I'm taking
2.5. I hate it because we've been so similar, but I agree. I don't know. I love this Giants team, but just something about being up there, the 12th man.
For me, I'm just picking against the New York teams every week. I'm just going to continue with it.
I wanted to pick the Giants. I'm big on that. How they've been doing. Sunday Night Football. Probably biggest spread of Aaron Rodgers' career that he's facing.
First time is double digits. I got 10.5. I'm riding with the Bills.
Okay. I had 11.5, but either way, I'm taking Buffalo as well. And then, yeah, just crazy that the spread's that big. And I for some reason forgot to write down the Monday night game. So can you read it out to me?
Bengals 2.5 at the Browns. I'm just riding with the Browns. They look so much better.
I wrote that. I must have erased it. I remember typing that out. What did you say it was? What's the spread?
2.5.
2.5 Bengals. Okay, I'll take the Bengals too. So we don't have too many differences. So we'll have very similar records probably.
We're brothers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a little predictable. I don't know. There's some weird games this week. But yeah, that's what we had. Enough time touching anything else. No NBA, NHL. But we'll have time once the World Series is up.
Kawhi Leonard, 6th man of the year. That's my pick.
Kawhi. All right. Let's hear it. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.